Hi parents, welcome to Learning Genie. Learning Genie is an app made for parents and other family members to be able to communicate with their teachers, and it's an all-in-one tool where educators can send out different resources for all of you, whether it's lesson plans, it's sending you invites to new events, whether they're virtual or in person. This is going to make your life and your teachers' lives a lot more easier so that you can communicate with them both on a two-way messaging feature and also, seeing everything that your child is going to be doing for their learning development. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you the different ways to, go through the family engagement app, how to see things that your teachers have posted, and even give you tips on setting pieces for tech support. Okay, let's get started. Now, your teachers or administrating team may invite you in two different ways. One of the ways is by an email invitation. So I'll go ahead and share with you all what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead right now and head into my email account from a parent side of it. Okay, I'm going to click on my Safari page here, and I'm moving into my Gmail account. So this is my parent email here, and this is what it looks like. It does say invitation for parents. When you receive your email, it will say that it was sent by Learning Genie, and it's called support@learning-genie.com. Okay, now it tells you the name of your child, the name of the classroom that they're in, as well as it gives you the email and the temporary password. Now, I do tell parents and staff members, when I train the staff members, that go ahead and give them the email that you best believe is the best appropriate one that you'd want to receive these updates and event invites and all of these daily summaries. So if you did give your administration team, when it was time of enrollment for your child, maybe like in a work email, go ahead and contact them first so that they can change it on their end, okay? And then you would receive, this email again on the email of your choice. Okay, so now that you've seen what this email would look like here, you can see that it does give also a temporary password. So this temporary password is valid for a full 30 days. So that's the time you have to finish setting up your account. So when I go and click on this button on the bottom, it says, I'm Sarah Diaz family member. It's going to say download app, and it will pop up to this new tab up here. So what I can do here is I can add in my email address and then add my password. A quick tip for all of you is what I can do to save this temporary password is I'll hold down my button like so, and I'll click copy. Now, when I'm back on here, I can definitely just paste this over. So there's it's saved, and then I can add my email to move forward. I already did sign up, so this account is, turned on for me. But let's say that you wanted to go directly into the app instead and, sign in from there. You can definitely do that as well. So when I click on download on the Apple Store, it's going to bring me up to my App Store. Now, if you do have a Android device, it will take you to your Google Play Store, okay? And from there, you can see the app. It will say right here, it will say the words download. It is a free app, so there is no cost for parents at all. Now, if you are an existing user, you may see sometimes if there's little glitches on your app that you might see. It might be because your app has yet to be updated. So one way that you can see if this has or has not been updated is by seeing this little cloud with a little arrow on the bottom. Again, this will be shown on the Apple products devices. But if you have like a Samsung device or an Android tablet, it will just say update on here instead. Okay, so that indicates to me here, I can check on the what's new. It says fixed some bugs. And the version history here, it does say 3 days ago, so that is very recent. And I'll go ahead and actually update this on my end now, okay? So I click on that, and now that it's been updated, now it says open. So when something is updated, you can go ahead and check back on your app store by seeing if it says open or not. So that is one way of being invited, which was the email invitation. Another way of being invited is if you received a parent code. So teachers, if they end up doing the parent code invitation, would most likely be receiving a PDF and then either emailing it back to you or giving you this piece of paper in person. So this is what it looks like here. Can everyone see this? And there is the parent codes. I know it's not very well, you can't really see this that good, but this is the paper that they would give you by hand, or if they emailed it to you or texted it to you through a screenshot or something like that. And it will give you both English instructions at the top as well as the Spanish instructions at the bottom. That's how it's automatically created. Now, I will go over both now on the Parents app, how you can either enter, your temporary password or that parent code. So let's get there. Okay, we're going now into our Parent app, and we can see here that it tells us the email. This is the email that I used for my parent's name, or pretend name is Marta Diaz. This is her Gmail account right there. And then I would enter that temporary password, and what it's gonna do now when I click, log in, or if I'm brand new, it's gonna have me create a brand new password, then also add what the relationship of that child was, as well as my first name, my last name, and other personal information like that, okay? And it will have an area where it's gonna ask you as well if you want to go ahead and turn on updates. Yes, please make sure that you do receive notifications from the app. These are very, very important because your teachers are going to be communicating with you on a daily basis. So just make sure those notifications are always turned on. Now, if you are using a parent code, make sure you do not use this area, the top part up here. If you had a parent code, you will have to click on the bottom that says invitation code registration down below here. And when that pops up, this is my parent code number 1. It's gonna have Guardian 1 and Guardian 2. It's gonna have 2 different codes, one for each adult member. So if I'm mom, I have 1 code. And then I have my child's father that is also coming into family to Learning Genie. I give him the Guardian 2 passcode. If I have extra family members that I want also to be part of my little girl's, education experience, I do have to go and ask my staff, my child's teacher or administrator, whoever is in charge in your school for these codes, contact them so that they can give you brand new codes, okay? You can't add more than 2 people. How do I check, so me as a parent, how do I check if I already have automatic updates happening in my app so that this doesn't have to be an issue later on? Great question. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do that. under your settings icon, yes, Android does have a settings as well. Okay, we will click where it says iTunes and App Store right on the bottom here. Okay, so in the beginning of this, it's just going to say settings. You want to make sure you scroll all the way down where it says iTunes and App Store. So now you can see here that my app updates were turned off, okay? And this is something that I think it already comes like that when you have a device. It's most of the times it's turned off. So if you want ahead and make this turn on, go ahead, and now it's turned on. So next time when there's updates, not only from Learning Genie, but your other apps, your phone or tablet will automatically do it for you. So you don't have to go back and check that out. Let's go back into our parent app now. So that was the parent code way. And I'm going to go ahead now and actually log in to show you the interface of the parent app. All right, I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, so when I log in, I can see here that it shows me one new school message. So that's indicating to me that I probably should go check that out. So I just want to go ahead, before I do any of this, I do just want to get you a little comfortable with the app, what it consists of. So here at the top, I have my child's name. I have a search icon that I can use. I also have these little 3 lines at the top here, okay? Oh, also wanted to mention, I will be recording a Spanish webinar for this same example. So if there is, you wanted to put this in a different language, when you sign up, I didn't mention that, when you sign up, it's gonna also ask you what your preferred language is, and you may go ahead and choose that language for yourself. We have over 104 languages that you can choose from. These are derived from Google Translate itself. Okay, so let's say, I am an English speaker right now, but if I wanted to, change this, I can go into my 3 little lines at the top. This is my menu toggle from the parent app. And I can go into my settings button here and go into language and actually go and change them. So these are all the languages that we do have here. There is a lot. I don't know them all, but you're more than welcome to check these out. Okay. All right. And anything you choose, any language that you choose here will automatically translate. If you send a message to a parent on the app, it will do it for you. They don't have to do anything on their end. They can communicate with you in English and it'll be sent into your preferred language, okay? All right, so let's move away from that. So this is the menu toggle. At the top, you can see your name up here. If I click on that, I can, choose a picture from my photo gallery if I wanted to change that. So it doesn't come with a picture. I went ahead and added it. So I would add it under the camera and I can either take a picture in real time or, look into my gallery. And if, for example, you do have attendance going on, that your school is using our attendance piece of this feature, you would have to enter here a picture of yourself as well. Okay, now, if you wanted to change the relationship that you are from that child, these are the different options that we have: father, mother, stepfather, stepmother, foster father, foster mother, grandfather, grandmother, aunt, uncle, sibling, other father figure, or other mother figure. So these are all our different, examples of relationships. And if I ever wanted to change my password, I can do so by clicking on this piece here, okay? Or if I wanted to sign out. So if I wanted to give, my husband a chance to sign into his account, I can. Or, other people, go ahead and sign out there and let others enter. Now, if let's say that you had another child and you're like, okay, I have an account, and now that I signed up, how do I add my extra children? Great question. You can do so by clicking on where it says add a child on here. And your teacher will have to give you a parent code this time, not an email invitation, a parent code for that specific child, okay? For your other child in your school setting. So I'm gonna go ahead and, let's pretend that my teacher emailed it to me and I already have it written down, or I printed it out for myself. So I have my child's code right here. So this is for my other child named Samantha Diaz right there, okay? That's my other child. It could be from the same classroom, it does not matter as long as it's another child. So I'm gonna go and add her now in here. CLYLJCJ. Oops, let me see. This was, go ahead and click done. So now that I added her in there, I added my other child, I can go into my home button. It's going to take me directly to my home screen. And if I click on this toggle, I can see here that Samantha Diaz has now been added. So there are my two little kiddos now. So that was really easy. The hardest part, I think, from this is, just reminding yourself to go check in with your teachers, your other child's teacher, so that they can give you that parent code, okay? All right, so going back to the menu toggle, if you did have attendance record information you wanted to see, this is where you would go into. If your teachers, if you are from a Head Start agency, you would receive, you would have to add some in-kind activities. I'll kind of say that later on. For parents that don't have Head Start, you're probably like, what is in-kind? Do I need to know that? No, only if you know what in-kind is, you know what it is. If not, then just, we'll talk about that later on. I'll pause the video and, add that section later. So if you're not from a Head Start agency, again, do not worry about this piece. Okay, and if you ever wanted to contact, our support help desk, you may go ahead by clicking where it says Contact Support Genie. And also on here, if you needed some help, you can click on Help, and it will take you to some videos for parents, some videos that would be helpful for you. Okay, now let's go back to our actual, parent app. We haven't even gotten into that. So on here, you can see, we've had some learning medias shared by our teachers on here. What I can do is directly click on this video, and it's gonna load for me, and then I can play it directly from there. Okay, so you got the idea. It says when the band comes marching in, there's a little child song here that was sent to, my children up at the top. So for Sarah. So if there was, individual information for Sarah versus Samantha, again, I would toggle through their different accounts to see what my teacher assigned for each child up there, okay? Now, I do see as well that I have a parent orientation invitation here. So if I wanted to go ahead and, respond to that, I'll click on it, and I am able to click where it says yes or no to my RSVP, and it just says parent orientation, my date, my time, where it's at home. It says, hello parents. The date for parent orientation is approaching. We will talk about our early Head Start rules and policies. Password to Zoom is early Head Start, and then there is that link. So yes, myself as a parent can actually click on this link and it will actually open it directly to where I am supposed to go. If your school is using Zoom, you do need to go and download this app for this to work. You can't just sign in. You can't just join a meeting. You do have to download the Zoom app on your, computer or your phone or tablet, wherever you're at. There might be other type of live group um, programs that your school is using. So if it's not Zoom, it might be something like Microsoft Teams or something like Google Meets. So just check in with them. You should talk to them first so that they can guide you for that. Okay. All right. So going back to our app here, you can also see if they send you reminders. They'll send reminders up on here as well. It says, parents, we will have our dates for you to sign up for nutrition classes. Please agree that you have until September 4 to register. There's a little image. And I can always use my little audio speaker for things to talk to me. So if I click on that.
When the band comes marching in, kids songs, super simple songs.
So it does talk directly for me there. And there's now some more information, learning medias, video books on here. So I did want to talk about this. If your teacher sends you a book, it's only going to be a little summary of that story. It's only going to be, the picture of it with the small summary. However, if you wanted to see the book, you do have to go where it says video book, and now that will open up directly for you. And no, it doesn't take you to the YouTube page or website. It's going to keep you on the actual app. This actually allows teachers to know how long you've been reading stories with your children. So they do have information for that. Okay, now so that's how it kind of works. And here I have an activity that I had sent to my parents, and I'm a teacher and your teacher can send you videos. You can definitely turn that on there. And also if they send you other, pictures, and let's say I wanted to save this image of my child's circle time activity. So I can click directly on the image, and where it says save photo, I'm able to save that right there and then, okay? And also here is a lesson plan that says, hello parents, I hope you're well. I want to send you a copy of our lesson plan. There's a copy in Spanish and there's a copy in English. So if, again, I am an English speaker, I'll go ahead and click on this here. Oop, hold on, let me try that one more time. Let me go back. Okay, I'll have to go and see what's going on my English copy, but you can go ahead and see how the Spanish one looks like, and maybe my privacy settings were turned off or something. So that can happen if a teacher is sharing things such as Google Docs. They just need to make sure when they share those Google Docs on there that the sharing piece of it is turned on. So now you can see at the bottom it says, anyone on the internet with this link can view. So that may be what had happened on the English side, that I had that turned off. So once that's turned on, even if I as a parent have an account, an email account with like Yahoo, Hotmail, iCloud, any other ones, I can still view anything Gmail related, as long as it's just a post that I'm viewing from my teacher's end that they shared with me. So there's that piece. I'm gonna go back now. So there's all of that with this. So we'll go ahead and now jump into our messages. So to view our messages, we will click on this little bubble at the bottom that's orange. You can see there's a message there's a little red dot for me there. And I can now go into our message box. Okay. And on here, I can see, you know, if again, I am using attendance, it'll show me notifications. If your school is using the attendance piece of Learning Genie, you'll have that there. We'll go in that later on. I don't want to talk about it for parents that don't use this. Okay, and then for Learning Genie, if there was any updates on the app that we sent from your side to your side, you'll see that there. And if your administration team actually sends you any school notifications, this is a one-way message street though. You won't actually be able to reply on these. You can only view the message. So there's that here. And I can click on it. It says Parents Open House Night. Hi parents, welcome back to the 2020-2021 year. I'm sharing with you all our links to join online. This year we will meet virtually until further notice. So you can see here, she didn't actually add any links, so that just probably means that they're gonna contact us later on. Okay. So then on here, you can see for Sarah Diaz, you know, my messages, and oops, let me go on the bottom. Okay, so right here you can see that we've added, you know, our messages. If things had been translated in the past, they will show up on there. So as a parent, if I wanted to add a regular chat on the bottom, I would do it directly on here by adding my information on there, okay? So I can say something like, hi teacher, hi teachers, or hi teachers. So happy, oops, I think I'm on my, oh, there it goes. So happy to be back in school with my child. All right, there's that. So there is that piece that I sent over. If I did want to send a little microphone message, I can definitely do that as well, clicking on my microphone. So I click on it, and then from there it says hold to talk. Hope you and your family have been safe. So it's a really small little message I sent out, so I can, you know, I can view it as well. Hope you and your family have been safe. All right. Now, if I wanted to add, you know, if I wanted to add some images on there or attach a small video, I can definitely do that by clicking on my plus sign there. And there is an area for pictures that I can send over. So this one will open up, you know, my actual gallery. So this is my gallery right here. I can add pictures. Maybe let's say that I don't know, Sarah and the rest of my kids were playing soccer and I wanted my teacher to see that. I can click done. Here is little Sarah with the rest of her siblings playing soccer. I don't know. So there's that. Maybe you wanted to share that to the teacher. There you go. And again, if I wanted to, you know, send, take a picture in real time, I would click on my camera. If I want to take a video in real time, I would do so in here. If I wanted to add a quick reply, I can definitely do that on there as well. Okay, now let's go back. So if I wanted to, you know, send a message, I have Sarah on here, so that will go into Sarah's teacher. And for Samantha, that's that other child that we had added before. So there she is. So I can definitely click on this, and it's not going to mix up the two. It's going to send messages separately for Samantha's needs and questions and comments, and then versus, you know, Sarah Diaz on there. Okay. Now, the last piece I did want to go over is one piece for if your school does have you sending information for home observations. Again, some parents may not have to do this piece. So before you get overwhelmed or you have a lot of questions on this piece, make sure you check in with them. They would be communicating with you if they're expecting you to send them home observations to help out their teaching goals. But just check in with them first. Some schools do, others don't. So it's really important to check in back with your administrator. Now, let's say though that I am contributing to Sarah Diaz, to her growth milestones and things like that, and I just want to, help out my school. I can definitely send a home observation on there by clicking on my home observation. And now I can, add images. I can add videos even from my gallery on there. I can do different things. So I can say something like, Sarah was practicing on making her name using nature items from a nature walk we did together. I don't know, something like that. She held her glue stick with one hand and used the other to hold down her paper. Okay? And then from there, I do have to add a media item. I can't just send, if I go and send this like that, it's gonna tell me, nope, please add media, please add media. Okay, I know I have to add something, so then I'll go into my little messages, my gallery, and then I'll add, my picture that has to do with that observation that I saw from my child. Okay, so there is that, and now I'll go ahead and send that. So there's my little home observation. Again, please check in with your teachers if this is an area that they are, expecting you to help them out. Some places do, some don't. So just check in with them first before anything. Okay. All right, if you're wondering what this little A at the top is, so I'm gonna go back now. If you're in here, correct, and maybe you have this in a different language setting, the A is just there in case you wanted to see the original language from the post that you have on here. So that just allows you to go back and forth each time in case you wanted to see the original language from those pieces. Okay. In-kind users, I will be going into in-kind now, okay? So let me go ahead and do that piece now. So we're gonna move into our heart down below, or our little bubble, and go into in-kind. And from here, I can go at the top if I had any previous, submissions that I've done for my activities. I'll go ahead and check those out right there. I can view all of my history. If I wanted to add anything, any activities, I'll go ahead and add that below. So let's pretend that I'm adding, I don't know, we'll say the cognitive for play with the shape sorted with your child. I can add that one there. I click select. And I'll say that I worked on this for 15 minutes. And I am able to backtrack dates as long as it's within that same month on there, okay? And if I did want to add a comment, I can do so as well. Click done. And now if I had more activities, I can definitely add more, or I can just go ahead and submit. So let's say we are adding another one. And if your teacher does give you a direction, maybe they tell you that you need to work on, if I click on this little arrow, it's gonna open up all the different activities that they have for me here, that these activities were submitted by my administrator. I can, look up language activities, literacy activities, mathematics, social and emotional. So let's say that it was a mathematics and they told you, please work on, MAT 1 through 5. Instead of having to, go in MAT and like, look up all of those, and I was in my home screen, I can definitely go into the search bar and put MAT 5, and it will take me directly to this piece here. So I'll go ahead and select and add more information there. So I'll go ahead and say again, it took me 15 minutes. If I had to add a comment, I would definitely add that there, okay? Some agencies will and schools will tell you you do have to add a comment, so they might reject your comment. They might reject your activity until you fix it again if they're asking you to add a comment there, okay? So go ahead and submit now. And again, I'll go ahead and sign. Marta Diaz, and submit. Okay, and this is how it looks like. You can see there, Sarah Diaz, thank you for helping your school, your activities. This money value, this does not mean that's your money. That's money that you're contributing for the government that your Head Start is given funding for. So they need to meet a certain value in order to keep getting funded by the government. Okay, this money is not real money. It's contributions of what parents get to do all together for their school goals. Okay, if I wanted to view any history, I would see it right there. And if it has a little question mark, that means that it's still on pending. My teachers and staff members from my school have yet to actually sign off on it. And if I did get any revisions sent back to me, you'll see them on this end. It'll have a little 1 at the top, or 2, however many got revised that need to get revised, and you'll be able to fix those on this piece here. So parents, if you are doing the attendance piece of Learning Genie, we would click on where it says the little heart on the bottom and actually move into where it says daily health card. Okay. Now you can see here that I have one unsubmitted for Sarah, so I'll go ahead and do Sarah's. There's that, and this is what pops up for me. So these questions I do have to answer to them on a daily basis. So does your child's temperature exceed 100.4? I'm gonna put no. My child is no. Do your child have any of these symptoms? My child is very healthy. No, I have not been in close contact with anyone that I know of, at least. Do you have anyone in your home with symptoms? No. Have you recently been in close contact with anyone who tested positive? So these are all questions that are actually brought from like the CDE recommendations, or CDC, CDE, one of those two. So these are just those questions that we are submitting. Again, only if your school does this. Again, if not, then just check in with them. Most of them, it's like half and half. So no, I haven't given my child medication for fever. And there's also a little section for you if in case you're not even coming that day, you're just saying we're not coming that day to school. And I agree, this is, I'm not lying, these are great. So right here it says we have included health questionnaires for self-reported daily screening based on it's the CDC's recommendations for school and child care programs. So now I'll go ahead and submit this. It says submitted successfully, thank you, okay. And once I do that, hold on, give me 1 second. Once I do that, I do have to wait until my teacher actually goes back and, gives me a check mark. And once she's approved that, whether it's the teacher or someone in the office, then it's going to take me to go and, scan in the QR code, okay? Okay, so now that I went ahead and, I went to my Learning Genie, and my teacher has, signed my child in. You can see here that this will show up on your side once it's been approved by their end, okay? It'll say sign in, it'll say by the name of the person. That was my, me as a mom, Marta Diaz, and the date and time, okay? Orange bubble on here, and go and click on it. And now from here, I can go into where it says QR scanner, click on where it says scan, and with my phone device, if I'm using a smartphone, I'll go find where the QR code is located in the school, and I'll go ahead and scan that in. So it does say here that I haven't submitted Samantha's, but for today, I'll just go ahead and just submit Sarah for now, okay? So click her in and add my signature down below. So it's for Marta Diaz, okay? And I can go ahead now and submit on there, okay? All right, and she's been submitted. That was that piece. So now it's time to pick up our child. I'm Marta Diaz again, and I want to go pick up my Sarah. So what do? I go to the same exact place that I did where I was scanning in my QR code from my campus, from either my school or my agency that my child attends to. And I'll go ahead and click on the orange bubble again. Click on the word that says QR scanner. And now I go, let's say it's set up around the parking lot, if it's like a curbside pickup, drop-off system, or maybe it's outside my child's classroom door or something. Then I can go ahead now and scan that QR code, the same one that we did in the morning time. And now I'm gonna go pick up my child. So I'll go ahead and click on Sarah and sign her off right here. So we're going to set, so Marta right there, and submit. Okay. And then it would say sign out back onto your parent app, and you'll get a notification as well if you have your notifications turned on that your teacher has successfully signed out your child. Okay. All right. So thank you everyone for staying with me in this webinar for parents. I hope this was really helpful information and that you are now ready to, use family engagement. Okay. Bye-bye.